Once upon a time, in a small village nestled at the foot of lush green mountains, there lived a boy named Ethan. Ethan was known throughout the village for being a dreamer and terribly lazy. While other children spent their days helping their parents with farming, fetching water, or tending livestock, Ethan preferred lying by the riverbank, watching the drifting clouds and imagining faraway lands he had never seen. His parents worked tirelessly from dawn till dusk to support the family. They scolded him, reasoned with him, and even tried punishing him. But Ethan never seemed to change. Their voices gradually turned into weary sighs. One summer morning, as Ethan was dozing under the shade of an ancient tree, he heard the sound of bustling excitement from the village square. Curious, he reluctantly stood up and strolled over. What he saw next left him speechless. A traveling performance troupe had arrived. Colorful tents lined the square. Lively music filled the air, and performers showcased breathtaking acts, acrobatics, juggling, illusions, and above all, a mesmerizing performance by a group of light dancers. Silken ribbons glowing with radiant colors swirled gracefully in the air as if the dancers were dancing with the stars themselves. Ethan's eyes widened with awe. Among them was the lead dancer, Sophia, whose movements were soft yet powerful, fluid yet precise, like a gentle breeze weaving through starlight. When the performance ended, Ethan timidly approached her and asked, "How can you dance so beautifully?" Sophia smiled warmly and replied, "A secret? There isn't one. Just one word: practice. To stand on this stage, I've spent years training relentlessly. Talent opens the door, but only perseverance carries you through it." Those words lit a spark inside Ethan's heart. For the first time in his life, he wanted to change. That very evening, Ethan begged his parents, William and Emma, to let him join the troupe and learn to dance. Though hesitant, they agreed, hoping this passion might finally teach their son the value of hard work. But the journey was far from easy. The graceful movements he admired from afar turned out to demand endless hours of practice. Ethan's legs ached, blisters formed on his feet, and sweat drenched his clothes. Time and again, he was tempted to quit and return to his hammock and daydreams. Yet every time he remembered the swirling silken lights of the performance. He clenched his fists and pressed on. Weeks turned into months, and Ethan slowly transformed. The clumsy, sluggish boy became a promising young dancer. His steps grew light, his body more fluid. When Ethan performed for the first time during the spring festival in Willowbrook village, the entire crowd erupted in applause. His parents watched from the audience, their eyes glistening with pride. But the happiness didn't last. As Ethan's name began to spread and people praised his talent, his old laziness crept back in. He skipped practice, overslept, and even neglected his household chores. His teacher grew disappointed, his friends drifted away, and his parents were heartbroken. Ethan was on the verge of losing everything he had worked so hard to achieve. One evening, as the troupe prepared for their biggest annual performance, Ethan sought out Sophia, the very dancer who had inspired him. She gazed at him with a kind but stern look and said, "Ethan, do you remember why you started? Talent will take you one step forward, but only dedication can carry you far. If you give up now, you'll lose far more than you realize." Her words struck Ethan deeply. Determined to change, he apologized to his teacher and promised to return with a renewed spirit. From that day on, Ethan worked harder than ever before. He woke up early to practice, helped his parents at home, and carefully balanced his responsibilities. Whenever exhaustion whispered for him to stop, he reminded himself, "If I managed to try once, I can keep trying again." Time passed, and Ethan not only regained his skills but surpassed his previous limits. That summer, Ethan opened the grandest festival performance of the year. As glowing ribbons of light spun gracefully around his body, the audience held their breath. When the dance ended, the village square exploded with thunderous cheers. In the crowd, William and Emma clasped their hands tightly, tears of joy rolling down their cheeks. Ethan smiled, realizing he was no longer the lazy, dreamy boy he used to be. He had learned a priceless lesson. The only limits in life are the ones we place on ourselves. From that day forward, the villagers called him by a new name, the Dancer of Light, Glowing Star.